2022 was a fantastic year to own a Nintendo Switch. We kicked the year off with Pokemon Legends Arceus, ended it with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, saw the release of some heavy hitters in between like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Splatoon 3, Bayonetta 3, Triangle Strategy, Live Alive, and that's not even scratching the surface. There were a lot of games that released, and 2023 is shaping up to be just as exciting. I mean, we just saw the release of Fire Emblem Engage a few days ago, and we'll see some massive hits later this year like Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, Octopath Traveler 2, Pikmin 4, and Bayonetta Origins. I know I sound like a broken record saying this in my game videos, but the Switch is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Since its launch, its library has grown into one of the most exciting of any console to date. If you can't wait for all those new and exciting games, there is still so much that you can play. So in today's video, I want to share with you guys some of the best Switch games and some of my personal favorites that you can dive into literally right now. So the first must play on my list is Pokemon Scarlet. Scarlet is arguably my most played Switch game within the past year. I must have clocked in over 100 hours at this point, and for good reason. Exploring around Paldea is so much fun, the story arc is gripping from start to finish, and there is just so much to do. I'm currently EV training and tackling Terra raid battles in the post-game. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet break the age-old formula that we're used to in Pokemon games for the better, and it works so well. Don't get me wrong, I do miss some aspects of Pokemon Legends Arceus, like catching Pokemon without entering a battle and things like that, but if Scarlet and Violet are a preview as to where the Pokemon series is heading, sign me up. I am loving it. Next on my list is Fire Emblem Engage. I'll start this one off by saying strategy games have never been my cup of tea growing up, but over the years, they grew on me. They aren't a genre that I typically dove into, but nowadays, I'm a big fan. Fire Emblem Engage is a great example as to why that is. Engage feels like watching an anime that's mixed with a game in between. The action is fluid, fast-paced, and requires some thought and strategy to progress to the next chapter. It's a game that will definitely keep you engaged from start to finish. See what I did there? I also love the artwork and the style of this game. The visuals are absolutely stunning. And number 3 is Splatoon 3. If you're familiar with the Splatoon series, you'll know exactly what to expect in Nintendo's latest colorful shooter. Splatfest, Turf Wars, Salmon Runs, Inklings, Octolings, and so much more. Splatoon 3 is jam-packed with things to play, and once you play it, it's easy to see why it has won numerous awards for its online multiplayer. It's action-packed, fast-paced, and can become incredibly challenging and even addicting at times. If you want a challenge to put your skills to the test, Splatoon 3 is a good game for that. Moving on to number 4 is Nintendo Switch Sports. Nintendo Switch Sports is the sequel to the beloved Wii Sports that launched alongside the Wii back in 2006. Switch Sports features a variety of sports like tennis, golf, badminton, soccer, volleyball, chambara, and my personal favorite, bowling. No matter if you're playing with family, friends, or by yourself testing your skills online, Nintendo Switch Sports is a ton of fun and a must-have for anyone with a Switch, especially if you have people over often. Number 5 on my list is Sonic Frontiers. As a longtime Sonic fan, Frontiers makes me so happy. It turned out to be a big surprise. In many ways, it feels like a return to form for the blue blur that we know and love. Frontiers sees Sonic adventuring around gigantic open-world islands, collecting rings, defeating enemies, and finding the Chaos Emeralds to take down ginormous titans. It's pretty much a huge playground for Sonic to run around, do tricks, and defeat enemies. Frontiers takes rolling around at the speed of sound to a whole new level. The best part of the Switch version is that you can play it anytime, anywhere. Another game that I really love coming in at number 6 is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is such a fun, vibrant, and charming adventure from start to finish that, in my opinion, truly showcases the magic of Nintendo. Kirby's unique copy abilities paired with the new mouthful mode make for an adventure that's truly unlike anything else out there. If you like Kirby games, you're going to love the Forgotten Land and all the charm and good vibes that it brings along with it. Next up at number 7 is Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 was without question one of the most anticipated Switch games of 2022. This action-packed adventure has you guiding Bayonetta through the multiverse, taking out man-made bioweapons in traditional hack-and-slash fashion. Not only is Bayonetta 3 intense, but it's also a monumental challenge, especially if you raise the difficulty. This is one that will definitely put you to the test and keep you on the edge of your seat. Bayonetta 3 is an awesome game. Continuing on, number 8 is Live Alive. Live Alive is a 1994 RPG that recently got remade on the Switch. The game follows 7 different scenarios from different time periods, essentially all coming together in the end to tie the story together. Live Alive feels a lot like multiple games in one. The storyline is compelling, the characters are engaging, the graphics are gorgeous, and on top of it all, the soundtrack is incredible. If you haven't played Live Alive yet, you have got to do yourself a favor and give it a try. This is a must play. Second to last at number 9 is Mario Strikers Battle League. It has been a long long time since we got a new Mario Strikers game, and Battle League does not disappoint. These matches are as intense as it gets, with items flying everywhere and Mario and friends running back and forth on the field trying to score goals. Believe me, this game can get chaotic and crazy. I'm usually not the biggest fan of soccer games, but Mario Strikers games just hit different. I love the quirkiness and the craziness that is Battle League. And last but not least on my list is Pokemon Legends Arceus. We started the list off with a Pokemon game, and we're ending it with one too, because not only do I love both games, but they also completely changed the Pokemon series as we know it, in many cases for the better. I've played every Pokemon game since the original Red on the Game Boy, and it's just amazing to see how far the series has come over the years. Legends Arceus was a complete surprise when it was announced, and I don't think anyone expected it to be as good as it is. The storyline, the visuals, and the mechanics are something else in this game. As I mentioned earlier in this video, there are some things that I wish I could do in Scarlet and Violet, you know, like toss a Pokeball in the open world and catch a Pokemon. Here's hoping we see more Legends games in the future. Who knows, maybe Legends Celebi, Legends Mewtwo, Legends Rayquaza. My fingers are crossed tight. Aside from those, there are so many other amazing Switch games that you can dive into, way too many for me to fit all in one video. I spent a lot of time this past year with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Triangle Strategy was another one I was hooked on, Kirby's Dream Buffet turned out to be surprisingly fun, and I also went back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We can't forget about the 3 waves of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has always been a Switch staple, and it's been getting a new lease on life thanks to the multiple waves of new tracks in the Booster Course Pass DLC coming out. There's also Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I'm a huge fan of warrior games. They're action-packed, they're fast-paced, and the missions are often difficult. They're also great couch co-op games to play with friends and family. Fire Emblem Warriors and even the Hyrule Warriors games are excellent games that I highly recommend playing. So there you have it, my friends. Those are some of the best and some of my personal favorite Nintendo Switch games that you can dive into right now. I know I always sound like a broken record saying this all the time, but it sure does feel like the Switch has become the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to games. It truly has something for everyone to enjoy. So that's about all I got for this video, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did and you liked what you saw, you know the drill. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it always helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to follow at Raymond Strazdas on Twitter and Instagram for much more. Until the next one, I will catch you guys later. Peace!